Hello everyone. In today's session, we will see services keyword in GitLab Docker Executor. So today we will see that how you can utilize services keyword, what is the use case of this services keyword in GitLab Docker Executor. Let's start it. So first of all, what is services? What is the use case of services keyword? So the services keyword defines a Docker image that runs during a job linked to the Docker image that image keyword defines. So over here, we will define two images. One will be under image keyword and another will be under services keyword. So the Docker image under image keyword will be the primary image, and the image under services keyword will be secondary image. Service image will be utilized by the primary image for any feature, any application, any work which are network accessible. So services are designed to provide additional features which are network accessible. Some of the common use cases for such kind of network accessible work are connection to the MySQL database or PostgreSQL database or Redis database. So to transfer and store the data from one image container to another image container, we will use services keyword and we will mention images under the service keyword. Now, where can we mention this services keyword? So we can mention this services keyword either in .gitlab-ci.yml file, or we can mention it in config.tuml file. The overall idea of services keyword is to provide the primary image container a network accessible secondary image container, so that both these image containers can communicate with each other. Now, how to access the services? So there are few rules that you need to consider to access the services image container or the image that you have mentioned in services keyword. First of all, you need to provide alias name while defining image under the services keyword. Second is, if you have not provided alias name, then the services host name are created from its image name. So the rule then will be applied like this: the image name which have colon, so anything after that particular colon will be stripped. Then slash will be replaced with double underscore and primary alias will be created. Again, that slash will be replaced with single dash and secondary alias will be created. So the example that I have got on GitLab web page is, let's say this is the image name tutum/WordPress latest. Then based on the rules, and if you have not provided any alias name, in that case it will be converted to the tutum-WordPress, that will be the secondary alias, and tutum_WordPress, that will be the primary alias name. And one warning that they have provided is host names with underscores are not RFC valid and may cause problems in third-party application. Today, we will see two ways to connect with the services image container. These two ways are as follows. First way is either using env command or using etc host details. We will try to connect with the services image container. The second way is we will use the environment variable name to connect with the secondary image container or the services image container. One of the disadvantage with these methods like using env command or using etc host detail is that you need to visit the primary image container and get the required details to connect with the services image container, and this will not be the proper way to connect to the services image container. So to overcome this, we have another ways as well, so that we will see in coming few sessions. But for today, for the understanding or knowledge purpose, we will go with this two ways. And these are the references that I have used to create this PPT. Now, first of all, let's see the .gitlab-ci.yml file and its content. Let's execute this command nano.gitlab. So at present I am in my GitLab repository, and from that GitLab repository I am executing this command. Okay, so I have used only one state, that is test state. I don't want to trace the debugging. I don't want to trace the logs, so the CI debug trace will be false. I have given the name test state, so you can give any other name, but I have just provided a simple name to this state, test underscore state. This is the test state tags, so this will be the GitLab runner tag name. So this will be the runner name which I want to utilize for this CI/CD pipeline. So in my case, I want to utilize Docker tester GitLab runner for this CI/CD pipeline, and then I have simply used Python command. Over here, I have put the execution on the sleep mode for 30 minutes. This 30 minutes sleep mode is to understand, to get the required details from primary image container to connect with the services image container, and that's why I have put it on the 30 minutes sleep mode. Yeah, so this is the my .gitlab-ci.yml file. I will make a small change and then save it. Now let's go to the guest machine, or the machine on which I want to run my CI/CD pipeline, and the machine on which I have installed and registered GitLab runner. So in my case, I am using virtual machine and Ubuntu operating system as my guest machine. Over here, let's first see the config.yml file. One thing that I would like to say over here is, till now I haven't made any changes in my .gitlab-ci.yml file related to Docker executor and its services keyword. So if you see over here, I haven't made any changes to use Docker executor or its services keyword. I have made all the required changes in my config.yml file. So we can get this config.yml file from etc gitlab runner config.yml. Over here you can see that I have made necessary changes to use Docker executor. Now with this GitLab runner, I have registered two different runners or two different executors. One is the Docker executor and another one is shell executor. But for today's session, I will use Docker executor. Hence our point of focus will be this Docker executor. Now over here, I have used environment keyword and provided a parameter called MySQL root password equal to its value ABC123. The reason to provide this environment keyword and the parameter is, if you have not provided this MySQL root password, in that case, whenever you are going to run CI/CD pipeline, you will get an error. One thing to note over here is, in today's session, in my case, I am using Python as my primary image that I have mentioned in this image keyword name, and I am using MySQL as my services image, so that I have mentioned in runners.docker.services section, and I have also provided alias name MySQL_tester. So in my case, when I had not provided this environment variable with this MySQL root password and its corresponding value, I have got one error. So that error was looking like this. So I have got this error that this is the error. Hit entry point, database is uninitialized and password option is not specified. This was the error that I had got when I had executed the CI/CD pipeline without that MySQL root password value. So then it has provided me that you need to specify one of the following: MySQL root password, MySQL allow empty password, or MySQL random root password. So I need to specify either of these three values to make it working. And for this purpose, I need to mention this environment keyword, and within that environment keyword, I have to specify this MySQL root password and its corresponding value. So I'm not sure that how it will proceed with other services image, but in my case I have to provide this particular environment variable and its corresponding value. Another thing to note over here is whatever you have mentioned in config.tuml configuration file, it will be applicable to all the CI/CD pipelines which are going to use this particular runner. So in my case, whichever the CI/CD pipeline which is going to use this Docker executor to all those CI/CD pipeline, this Python image and this MySQL services image will be available to them. Okay, so I will save and close it. Now I will push the changes that I have done on my host machine. Okay, so I will push these changes to the GitLab repository. Okay, now I have pushed the changes to the GitLab repository. So now let's go to the GitLab dashboard, and over here you can see that I have got this particular job. Okay, now I will click on it. Over here I am getting this statement that this job is pending state and is waiting to be picked by a runner. So if you are getting such kind of issue or such kind of error, in that case what you need to do is you need to execute this particular command sudo gitlab runner run. As soon as you execute this command, it will get that particular job. So over here you can see that checking for job received, and it has got that particular job to be executed on this particular machine. So now I have already run this CI/CD pipeline till now so many times, and hence I have already got this Python image as well as MySQL image. So we will wait for a few seconds or minutes till it loads all the required details, and then we will go to the individual containers and see how we can connect primary and secondary image containers. Okay, so now it is preparing the environment. As I have shown you the error that at entry point you will get an error that database is uninitialized and password has not been set. But once I have mentioned the password in that config.tuml under the environment keyword with that MySQL root password parameter, now I haven't got any such kind of error over here. You can see that. So now it has come to the statement where it will wait for 30 minutes. So let's go to the container. To get the list of the containers, we will execute this command sudo docker es-a. So it will provide me all the containers which are right now running for this CI/CD pipeline. So over here you can see that this is the my Python image container, and this one stating MySQL is my services image container. So first of all we will connect with my Python image container. So for that I will copy this container ID, and in the new tab I will execute this command sudo docker execute it container ID, and I want to start with bash shell. Okay, so over here now we are in the Python image container. So over here we have two options to get the required details. One is get etc host, and it will provide me that which IP address I can use to connect with the MySQL database or MySQL services image container. So in my case the IP address is 172.17.0.2. Now regarding this IP address, I will open new tab. Over here if we check the IP address of this guest virtual operating system, so over here this Docker instance has got this particular IP address 172.17.0.1, and hence this MySQL image container has got the IP address accordingly. So it will start with this 172.17.0.2. Using this IP address I can connect with MySQL database with MySQL services image container. So this is the one way. Another way is I will first of all clear it and then execute this command env. So we will get the list of different environment variables and their corresponding values. So first of all, I will go to the top. You can see that MySQL port TCP address 172.17.0.2. So this will be the host address for my primary image container to connect with secondary image container or with MySQL database. And other environment variables are not that much useful for this particular session purpose. So these are the two ways through which you can get the required details. Now what we will do is we will connect with MySQL database using the values. So for that purpose, I have already prepared the commands. So before going for connection with the MySQL database, I need to install MySQL connector for Python. So that I will do that. So I am executing this command within the Python container. So with this command, we will install MySQL Python connector package. Once required package and its dependencies has been installed, we will go to the Python shell. This is the Python shell. Now I will execute remaining commands one by one. So first of all, I will import the required package to connect with MySQL database. So the package name is mysql.connector. Okay. Now over here, this is the host name. So host name will be 172.17.0.2 that we have got from etc host and from env variable. Then by default, username of MySQL database will be root. So the root username and password will be abc123. So this password we have provided in config.tuml file. I will copy this particular command and will execute it within Python container, and within Python container we have Python shell. So I will execute it over here. Okay, so mysql.connector.connect, host name is the IP address that we have got from etc host or from environment variable parameter. User, so default user will be root, and password equal to abc123 that we have defined in config.tuml. Okay, so you can see that we have successfully connected Python container to the MySQL container. So now I can access MySQL database. Another way that I would like to show to get this host detail is, first of all, what we will do is we will get the environment variable name which we can utilize. So let me go to the top again. Okay, so I will use this particular environment variable to be used as my host name and to get the value. Okay, so in your case, if you are not using MySQL database or if you are using any other service image, in that case these variables and its corresponding values can be different. Okay, so now I will import OS package, import OS. Okay, and then os.nyrun, this is the command that we will use to get host value. Okay, so you can see that we have got this particular host address. So in this case, we can replace host equal to the static value with this value. Okay, and you can see that in that case as well, we are able to connect with MySQL database from Python. This is how you can use services keyword either in .gitlab-ci.yml configuration file or config.tuml configuration file to connect your primary image container with your secondary image container. Okay, so I will use MySQL Docker image container ID and I want to enter in the bash shell. Now let's connect with the MySQL database with root user and prompting for password. Now as you can see that I am connected with MySQL database. That's it for the day. Thank you everyone for watching this video.